Greetings to all you out there in internet land watching us from the comfort of your couch and or computer chair. This is another episode of Stop Click here in awesome Roll to Play in Coppell, Texas.
Yeah.
I'm Raven.
I'm MJ.
And we just got done doing we're in the middle of our month 3 of Age of Ultron.
Yeah. We've seen Wave 2 boosters finally.
We've finally seen the new boosters, the next set. We also have Nick Fury and the Age of Shield come out. We have a lot of really awesome new pieces.
The thing is, I mean, Marvel always seems, I don't know what it is about Marvel sets, but when they hit, they really hit like
a brick.
Like there's tons and tons of new pieces. Yes. There's tons of new teams to
play.
play.
Nick Fury is has the most new pieces that haven't been
unclicked, something like 35, 30. I don't know, that's ridiculous.
And it's a huge set, too.
It is a huge set, you know.
A lot of A's and B's of
one of my favorite things about Nick Fury is the fact that we have Fitz and Simmons from the Shield comic books. That was like, it's kind of interesting to see a television.
You mean the TV show?
Well, the TV show became a comic book.
Yeah.
They wrote a comic book after the characters, and now we actually have, like, they're part of the Marvel universe now.
May and all that.
Yeah,
it's cool stuff.
Very neat. Very neat.
Cool
the crossover.
Shield actually probably has been my single favorite set so far since getting back into the game.
Yeah, Agents of Shield does a lot of very interesting things. There's a lot of generics.
Yeah.
I think
but a lot of Shield and Hydra generics.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That they're useful.
They're useful too. Yeah.
Oh.
They all seem to be appropriately costed. I think Hydra finally, you can make a Hydra team that feels as good as a Shield team feels.
Yes.
The whole, if you deal damage to me, I get to deal 1 damage back to adjacent character to you.
Baron Strucker.
That Baron Strucker with the Satan's Claw. Ridiculous.
Satan's Claw, and then whenever one of your Hydra agents gets KO'd, all your other Hydra keyword characters
bigger,
get +1 to their all their combat values.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous. So we obviously have quite a few new pieces. We're going to talk about a few today. Some of our premier pieces. What is your favorite piece?
By far, my favorite piece is probably Peggy Carter.
Peggy Carter, really?
The
Prime?
Uncommon Prime, yeah.
The Common Prime.
No, she's the Common Prime.
She's
yeah.
the Common Prime.
Oh my god, dude! Like her traits,
60 points.
Her traits to where like if she's closer to your opponent's starting zone than yours, she gets shape change.
Yeah.
Or stealth, or one of those two.
Yeah.
And then the best one is you at the beginning of your turn, you choose a team ability or standard power. And opposing characters within 3 squares can't use that ability.
Wow. Being able to lock up people.
I've shut down Hydra teams with it, Mystic teams, and it gets around stop clicks where this power can't be countered or ignored.
Yeah.
It gets around that. You just use like a Kyle Rayner. He can use Impervious.
Yeah.
And you just say, okay, why name Impervious? Kyle Rayner can't use Impervious.
I don't know. Does it work that way? I have to go look at WizKids.
It does, because it doesn't ignore. It just says they can't use it.
Yeah, can't use always overrides. That's very interesting.
That's really awesome.
Really
Honestly,
neat.
For 60 points, Shield.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
she reminds me a lot, like her dial and just kind of how she looks, of Cersei from the Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yeah.
That 60-point prime slot.
60-point goodness.
Yeah, I feel like you can get a lot done with her. You know, my favorite piece so far, mostly just because one of my favorite pieces of all time was M10 Dark Phoenix. I abused and used this piece way too long, almost exclusively at the 100-point line, which makes me a bad human being. Outwit at a range of 10, triple target, pulse wave, running shot.
Hypersonic.
Later on, she gets hypersonic. Yeah, but she was just
so
unbelievably good, and the last click was a stop click, and ridiculously good piece.
They heard you, and they came up with
this Hulk. Yes, this super rare Hulk is 100 points of pure beatdown.
He also has a 300-point down.
He does, but I'm not. The 300-point line is great for the one-man army thing, but we play so many 300-point games. I don't like playing pieces without some sort of support. It's boring, you know.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. He's a slugger. He will absolutely brawl with anybody in the game, but the 100-point line to me is beautiful. You've got a stop click, and on that stop click, you have the 5 or 6 ignores all damage, can't be countered or ignored. I love this. This is and I think it's like an 18 defense. So he feels like one of the most solid 100-point pieces you could ever feel if you wanted a brawler.
He's honestly like a hybrid between like a big tanky guy and awesome support because of his damage ability.
Yeah,
which
is
anytime he clears your shield, one of your shield characters can use Outwit.
Yes, every time he clears, do they get a token?
Yeah, they get a research token.
And they can remove research token and give them an Outwit. That's ridiculous.
Anytime he clears.
A 100-point character that can make other characters outwit. He doesn't have to be in range of line of fire.
Shield team ability.
And shield team ability. Who doesn't love that?
Oh, one more important piece that people seem to be overlooked. He's not gigantic.
He is not gigantic.
He can be carried.
He can be carried. We can carry the Hulk around.
He can be carried. Are you kidding me? And he can hide behind walls?
Well, and we also have the 50-point Captain America to transport him around with. And yeah, we've got a lot of goodness there. I mean, the thing is, we've seen a lot of pieces in the last 2 months that were just fantastic. We also have the
Mystics.
The Mystics OP kit finally hit. We've got one of the best Doctor Stranges we've seen in a few years.
Yeah.
I'm a little under impressed with his 75-point line. I think his protective auras trait, where you get to choose shape change, toughness, or defense values +1, and anybody adjacent to him gets that as well. And I feel like that's approximately where he's at. You know, I mean that seems like a reasonable line. As a support piece, 75 points, Mystics, running shot, psychic pen, outwit. That's not a bad starting line with eight range 2 targets.
Yeah.
So I'm not as
sold on him
as I could be. He's still probably one of the best ones since Fear itself.
Yeah.
So I'm all for that. You know, I really like this piece. But I feel like, put it this way, the expectations are set so high by the symbiote OP kit.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Do you feel spoiled?
No, I feel a little bit spoiled. Like, I mean, I don't have a 19 defense Spider-Man. You know.
Yeah. Now, Mystics is awesome.
Yeah.
Putting Mystics with Power Cosmic, I believe, is something you should not do.
Well, yeah.
And they did it with Dormammu.
Dormammu.
This guy, honestly, is a beast.
He's the one. He is truly a one-man army. I mean, the thing is, he spawns a mindless 1 token that hits. He keeps spawning them endlessly. Can't he just keep making them?
Yeah. He can do it as a free action if there's 1 on him.
Yeah.
It's the Arnim Zola thing.
It's Arnim Zola.
If there's 1 on the field, it costs him a power action. If there's 2 on the field, it costs him a double power action.
But who cares?
Keep spawning them.
Yes. You just keep making things. You know, and the thing is, then when you finally get to the Beast himself, you have to deal with the fact that
if he doesn't have 2
actions,
clicks,
he can
he
reduce.
Ignores. He reduces penetrating damage,
which is ridiculous to be able to roll impervious. I mean, penetrating psychic blast is the answer to impervious and other things, and just be going, no, I can reduce it. I can make my roll. That's a little hurtful. It's a little hurtful.
Oh, definitely. I also like his damage power.
Yeah.
Where you can pick a square and you target any adjacent character with the.
To the square.
Any character adjacent to that square and a character occupying that square with precision strike.
Yeah.
Until end of turn.
That's pretty good. Yeah, being able to shoot behind walls and things like that through doorways. That's
disgusting. That's all. 300 points. This guy is beautiful. Honestly.
Yeah.
Blade. Let's see.
Blade's not super sacred to a lot of people, you know. I think he's an interesting piece, but I don't think he really brought a whole lot to his shenanigans. I mean, his big thing.
I see why he's good.
His big thing was stopping people from regenerating, wasn't it?
No, his big thing is after his first click, every defensive power up until click 6 and 7, he heals 1 click if he hasn't taken damage since the last turn.
Oh, okay. So you have the I keep coming back.
Yeah, and he has super senses and toughness, and then he has regen on his last 2 clicks.
That's not bad. That's not a bad piece.
And it's all
90 points, right?
90 points for Blade's Claws.
No willpower.
Exploit weakness.
Yeah, no willpower, but we'll make do.
Yeah, I mean, I could see 90 points. Hey, 90 points still better than the Winter Soldier OP piece from S.H.I.E.L.D.
We have some contention there about how if the Winter Soldier OP piece is any good. So we'll find out.
But yeah, and then we'll go on to Wave 2.
Yeah,
Age of Ultron.
Wave 2. Well, as I learned firsthand. The 6-armed Ultron, Gorotron, yes, if you're a Mortal Kombat fan, is not the easiest character to play against, especially if you don't realize that he's got stealth for a lot of his dial. And if you just somehow didn't build a team with any stealth busting or outwit, you're going to have a bad day. I decided to field this 202-point Iron Man, which I have a hard time. I dislike the fact that he's not 200.
202 doesn't have shield, doesn't have Avengers keyword.
He doesn't have shield or Avengers keyword. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's got some very interesting things with the trait that if he kills a character, he gets to shoot again.
The whole Magog thing.
Yeah, that's cool. And it's fun, but I'm just so disappointed that he's 202 instead of 200.
Yeah, that's why I traded mine away.
Make things a little harder on people. I really don't.
One thing I've noticed about Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., is this is the first set where the I can think of since Trinity War that the Super Rare Prime isn't hyper expensive. Nighthawk Prime, considering how much people talked about him, I've seen him sell for $50 multiple times.
Yeah.
On the secondary
don't get me
market.
wrong. I think he's worth every point. I think Nighthawk is unfortunate.
Nighthawk is probably going to be a meta piece.
He's going to be. I think he's going to be a big meta piece. There are very few primes that can affect the game like him. I think it'll be a Brother Voodoo situation all over again.
Yeah.
Like a piece that is so unbelievably good that he shows up at all sorts of ROC tournaments.
But he's not. I mean, like on a secondary market, people are.
Well, once again, we'll see how he hasn't won anything big, and that's usually when the craziness happens. And as we saw with Iron Pharaoh and his shenanigans, he was broken, and people let you know he was broken, and they played the crap out of it. So it happens.
The best thing I like about this set, though, is it really feels like old school HeroClix, like a throwback. You know,
it does kind of. We have a lot of like old style, dials. We have a lot of new style dials. The Captain America Falcon with Steve Rogers here. I mean, we have all sorts of different, old
and they're really low point costs. I love how you can build like 300 points doesn't all and now starting to mean that you can have more than 3 or 4 figs. You know what I mean? Like it's awesome. I thoroughly enjoy this set. It's been my favorite set.
Well, I think they also fixed vehicles. Vehicles. Once again, if you don't know, vehicles now all have the new wording as per these new cards, and all the vehicles say that you can give a free action and have the vehicle assume the combat values of the person inside. And I felt like this was a little broken. This is adding really cheap clicks to the person inside the vehicle. Let's just take the Hulk and just put it in this goofy shield space rig for 25 points. Have this 125 point Hulk with 4 extra clicks on him. That doesn't necessarily sound super fair.
Yeah.
And then of course you can also choose one attack power or damage power that's showing on the person. Now, granted, they do take a little bit of damage if the vehicle blows up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of their balancing factor. But trading 4 clicks of damage for a guaranteed, or at least 2 unavoidable. Yeah, that's easy. That's super easy choice to make for a lot of people. Yeah. So I think we're going to see quite a bit more of the vehicles, even the space rig at 25 points, adding 4 clicks onto any kind of figure and keeping their top dial.
See, it's funny that you mentioned putting Hulk in a space rig because space rig has that defensive power to where if it's got 2 action tokens, they can't target him with a close combat attack.
Yeah.
So you just shove Hulk in there and just keep being close combat. Yeah. And then when the space rig blows up, you get Hulk coming out of it.
Yeah. Oh no, it's Hulk.
And the cool thing about it too is off his top click. Yeah. You click him twice or whatever.
Yeah, and then he ends up on that's a crazy top click.
He's on 12 attack flurry with 6 damage.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Super good. It's super good. Once again, there are some teams to be had here with it, and I think something they've strived for with this set is that you can make a very viable Hydra team or Shield team and feel like a Hydra or Shield team. Like you don't just run 2 people and be like, "This is my team. This is the Hydra." No, Avengers has that problem. Avengers, it's hard to squeeze in 4 Avengers on a team. It's almost impossible sometimes. At least up until these last few sets. But Hydra didn't really have that. You had you had the hand ninjas and Wolverine Agent of Hydra. That was kind of okay, and then. But you really never felt like you could get a real Hydra team. Baron Hydra, Valentin Constantina. We have plenty of figures that give a lot of new life to a lot of kind of standardized teams. And Shield, I mean, the Shield team ability is so good. Yeah. And we've given just so many pieces that much more to work with. Really, really super happy with a lot of the new figures, a lot of new super rares.
Keep at it, WizKids.
Yeah, keep at it, man. Yeah. We'll see if the next DC set holds up, which is what, Superman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, Superman and Wonder Woman.
The return of Colossals, which should be interesting. I don't know if we've seen team bases yet, but we know Colossals for sure.
Yeah, no, not team bases. I think that'll be in the next set.
We'll see the super boosters. So
that's gonna be awesome. As far as we're concerned. We're in the middle of month 3 madness here at Role Playing Coppell. I mean, if you in the area and you haven't gotten your month 3 stuff in, come see us. We'll be doing this just about every weekend.
Yeah, we'll be running Age of Ultron month 3, and then of course coming right on into the heels of September, right on into month 4, and
where you get Kang and the Quinjet. That's where the awesomeness is going to happen, man.
So. what was your favorite so far? The small piece. What is the smallest piece that has just been the best out of these last couple sets? What do you think?
The small? Yeah, I'm saying Peggy Carter, 60 points.
Peggy Carter. That's right.
The big piece probably either this Hulk or the Age of Ultron movie Hulk with the anger token.
That's true. Yeah, Age of Ultron movie Hulk was super fun. I think some of my favorite pieces have been just the Ultron drones. I really like the idea of a swarm of 30-point pieces that go down quick.
Oh,
it
did you hear
feels
that?
Like a good army.
WizKids just fixed it on their forums. For those of you who have the Thanos throne, you can put Ultron in drone mode and you put it on the Thanos throne.
That sounds really broken.
Yeah.
That sounds really
Thanos
broken.
throne says you can't put a figure under 100 points, but they were saying that the Ultron throne has a 100-point click or something like that, and you can put it in there or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. But
okay. Very interesting.
Check the WizKids forum. Look at it because
we'll see what happens there. Ultron on the Thanos throne. There we go.
That's disgusting.
Sounds terrifying to me. Anyway, but.
Once the Build-A-Hulk.
The Build-A-Hulk.
Yeah, what do you think about Hulkbuster? That's
the Mark II Hulkbuster. I think the biggest problem is requiring the Iron Man. I know why they did it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. If you look at the 300 and 500 point lines, they don't feel as powerful as they should. The 500 point line does, but the 300 point line is a little underwhelming. So I think they're just trying to give you one last chance to go. Okay, you have Tony Stark at his 50-point line with all these pieces around him. Here's your last chance.
Kind of a last stance scenario.
Yeah.
I think it works like that.
Feels more like a scenario piece, kind of like Dormammu. I think it's one of those pieces you try to bring down with whatever army you brought, and I don't really feel like you're supposed to win, but I definitely feel like it's much easier to bring down the G2 Hulkbuster than it is Dormammu. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I feel like it should be much easier to smash down the Hulkbuster at 300 points. Still a great piece. Definitely a great shelf piece.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm already starting to collect. I found the base. I'm
you
super
just
happy.
need the leg, right?
I just need a leg and a torso. There we go. I'm almost there.
Torso.
So six pieces.
So if you guys have that, hit this guy up on International Trade.
I don't know if I need the right leg or left leg. So yeah, International Hero Clicks if you've seen it. Anyway, so I think that concludes this week's episode of the Stop Click. If y'all have any suggestions for next week's episode, please
shoot them on down to us, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That's it. I've been Raven.
I'm MJ.
And we'll see you next week, guys.
Thanks for watching.